Hi guys, this is Matt with How to Buy a Car. In this lesson, we're going to be going over picking a car. I'm going to recommend that you guys grab a notepad for this lesson as we are going to be kind of going through questions that it would be helpful to write down your answers and your thoughts to. Alright guys, so I know that this is a pretty daunting task. I understand that there are tons of different makes and models and so much information out there that it can be a little overwhelming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first take you through what we would do at the dealership level with a salesperson, which is called qualifying your needs. Okay, this is what a salesperson does when he first meets you, sits you down, starts to ask you about your current car, about what you like, what you don't like, starts getting an idea of what cars he think will work for you and why. So I'm just going to give you these questions. What I'd recommend doing at this point is taking a minute, pausing the lesson, looking over these after I've explained them, and kind of just jotting down your answers. It's going to be a really helpful guide later on. So let's just kind of go through these things. So the first two things that I would ask every single customer I ever met with about a car was, tell me 5 things you love about your current car. Okay. This is going to give us just a super helpful guide of what to do next. If you tell me, hey, I need heated seats, or I need, my big sunroof, or the navigation is something I can't live without, I never know where I am without it. So this is eliminating options, right? Immediately we know if it doesn't have heated seats or a GPS, it's not even on the table because we need those things. The next question is going to be the 5 things you can't stand about your current car. There's a reason you're getting out of it. There's a reason you're leaving it behind. Tell me 5 things that stress you out on a daily basis. Hey, I don't have Bluetooth. It bothers me. I have to plug into a receiver and do a whole extra step just to hear my music in my car. I get it. So take a minute, guys. Think about it. Think about your current car. Think about when you get in your car, what makes you smile? What makes you guys actually happy? For me, it's my remote start, okay? I will never buy another car without a remote start. I live in the Northeast. It's freezing in the mornings before going to work. I'd walk outside, start my car, and go back into the house and wait 10 minutes just to everything to melt. All right, so just really think about that, guys. Think about what makes you happy about your current car. The next couple questions after this are going to be basic needs that every dealership will or should go over with you when you're purchasing a car. So, how much space do I need? Has anything changed? Do you not need that extra row of seats anymore? Is somebody driving in the family that wasn't before? Okay, this is going to be an important thing. What fuel economy do I want or do I need? I had clients who drove sometimes 30,000 miles a year. The difference for them between 15 miles to the gallon and 30 miles to the gallon is literally thousands of dollars every year. So what's going on? Have you got a new job that's closer to the house or further away? So ask yourself, guys, remember, fuel economy is something that you can budget for in the future. Because over the course of this car's life, if it's 3 years or 5 years, you're going to spend thousands of dollars in gas, and you should be thinking about that when you're going into it. What safety features do I want? So the reason I've phrased this like this is because with today's technology that's out there, guys, there is an insane amount of safety features now on the market that personally, some of them I don't like, some of them I find counterproductive to my safety. Uh, just for an example, they now offer an active blind spot assistance. So what this means, and this is pretty much cross-brand, every brand pretty much has this right now, is if there is a car in your blind spot on the highway and you go to move the car into that other car, your car will take control and pull you back into the middle lane or back into your lane. It will not allow you to hit that person in the blind spot. So guys, this is a really great safety feature, but at the same time, I've been in the car where I'm trying to pass somebody and I'm going 70, 80 miles an hour, and the car starts to tell me, whoa, what are you doing? There's somebody there. I can anticipate that I have enough speed to get into the spot. The car is worried about it. So again, I don't really like that feature. What I have on my car is I have the regular blind spot assistance that just tells me somebody's there. It doesn't go that extra step and take over and move me back into the lane that it says I should be in or thinks I should be in. So guys, this is an important one, right? What safety features do I want? And we're gonna, in this lesson, just in the next slide, I'm gonna get into where you can kind of get the info of what cars have what safety features. So just bear with me as we get through this. What type of performance do I need? Got a little typo there, guys. Let's see if we can fix that. So we got this is something that I think people misunderstand a lot, right? So when I say performance, I'm not saying do you want a sports car? I'm asking, what is important to you about getting on the highway? In a tight situation where you're, trying to pass somebody, what does your current car feel like? Getting onto the highway, what does your current car feel like? I had a very good friend of mine who was looking for a vehicle, and we kind of went around looking at different cars, and he fell in love with this little 4-cylinder. He does 100 plus miles a day just for work, for commuting. So he fell in love with the fuel economy, and I asked him, a month or two after he'd gotten the car, what he was thinking, and he said, I love that I don't have to go to the gas station all the time, but getting on the highway every day is not the same. It's not as much fun as my old V6 that had more power, but it wasn't as good on gas. So again, think about this, guys. What's more important? And for him, he told me, hey, I would definitely take the gas over being able to get on the highway though a little quicker. So for him, the fuel economy was a more important aspect of the car. So this didn't come into play as much. But again, guys, not all of these are gonna matter to each of you importantly, but maybe not this car, but on another car it could, right? Guys, so the next set of questions are going to be really important to get down and understand before you get to a dealership. So what do I want my monthly payment to be? So there's a lot of people out there who will tell you, hey, when you get to a dealership, here's a really good tip: don't focus on monthly payment, focus on the sale price of the car. This is a really good tip, but you still have to understand what your monthly payment's going to be, right? Because it doesn't matter if you know what the selling price is exactly if the monthly payment doesn't work for you. If you guys watch my lesson on breaking down a lease and breaking down a finance, you'll be able to create a ballpark figure of a monthly payment that you want to be at before you head to the dealership. So guys, if this is a question that you haven't answered already, take a look at that lesson, and probably going to help you guys figure that out, or at least give you a better idea than where you're at now. What effect will it have on my insurance? Every car is going to be a different cost on insurance, guys. Remember this, okay? Keep it in mind. And this is something that really easily can be taken care of before you get to the dealership, before you touch a car. Just call your insurance, or most insurance companies, you can go online and put in the new model and the new make that you're looking at, and they'll give you a quote. So this is not a hard thing to do, guys. This is just something that takes a little bit of time to get done. Will it handle the weather where I live? Guys, I cannot tell you how many people came into dealerships that I was working at and had never had a rear-wheel drive car before, went, sat down, fell in love, and when I told them, by the way, this is not good in the snow, baffled, they were upset. But I had to guide them correctly there. I don't want to upset customers when winter comes and they can't make it into their driveways and they're going to be screaming over the phone at me, right? So this is a question: will it handle the weather where I live? Guys, if you live in the Northeast, if there's snow, if there's a lot of rain, if you do a lot of commuting, consider what you're buying, okay? Front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, and all wheel drive. You gotta look at these options as the worst day of the year that you're going to have to drive in, because that day is going to come, right? So the last thing on this list is, will my credit support a new loan? Guys, you do not want to be at a dealership having them submit you to a dozen different banks trying to get you approved for a loan, because when you're at a dealership and they're trying to get you an approval on a loan from a bank, they are not you. They have their goals in mind of getting a car sold. So when they go to the bank and they start negotiating with multiple different banks to try to get you a loan, it may not be in your best interest, okay? It may hurt your credit more than it helps it. So guys, go on Credit Karma, okay? Figure this out before you go down. If your credit's hurting, if you're not where you were last time you got a car, think about that, guys. Go in there prepared, go in there knowing. That's the biggest tip I can give you for this whole lesson, is going in with knowledge puts you in a position of power. All right, guys, so I know that all these questions now, take a minute, pause the video, answer them all, try to have a good feeling of what you want. But again, this doesn't really get rid of what a dealership can do, which is, hey, this is this car, this is what it has in it, this is why you should get it, this is the benefits, these are the bad. So I'm gonna give you guys a whole list of places you can go and check out options and talk to people, and you don't have to go to a dealership, and none of these people are interested in selling you a car. So this is really, really helpful, guys. So talk to friends and family, okay? Even if you don't have somebody you know who has the exact car you're interested in, if they still have the same brand. So let's say, just for an example, guys, that you're interested in a Ford Focus, okay? And your friend has a Ford Expedition. Okay, these are very, very, very different cars. But because they're both Ford, because they're the same brand, you might want to go take a look in their car. A lot of technologies and a lot of appearance pieces, how the console's situated, just different aspects will transfer from model to model. You'll see the same technologies, the same styling of buttons and dashes. So it's a good place to start, just to see if somebody has maybe the same brand that you're interested in. Take a look, ask them, talk to them about what they've had issues with, if they love it, why. Look up video reviews on YouTube, guys. Okay, this is huge. This is super simple, and everybody does it. Okay, Kia owners do it. It's not just for high-end supercars. Okay, people love their Kia Sorentos. People love their Nissan Jolts. Everybody has a connection with their car. You spend a lot of time with it. You start to fall in love with it. So there are YouTube videos on your car. I guarantee it, even if it's an obscure maker model. Check out brand-related blogs online with your make you're interested. So guys, go online, search your make and model, and you'll see blogs start to pop up. You start to see car blogs and car people talking about different things, issues. And if you sign up for some of these blogs, you can actually go in there and speak with these people. And I've done this before, guys. I had a 2013 Volkswagen Golf R with an APR performance tuned to it, stage 2 APR intakes. So when I was buying this car, when I was looking at this car, it wasn't something that I had all this knowledge about, and I was in the car industry. So what did I do? I went on, I found a Volkswagen blog, I started to talk to people about the engine and what manufacturer specs were originally, and I really got a good sense of the car and a lot of information off of these blogs. So super helpful, super useful tool. Go to the manufacturer's website. Okay, go to Toyota.com, go to Ford.com. Don't go to a dealership's website. Go to the manufacturer's website. Manufacturer websites are not there to sell you cars as much as they are there to inform you, okay? They don't sell cars directly to consumers. So all they're going to do, if you're saying, hey, I'm interested in a car, is they're going to direct you to a dealership's website for their brand. But if you're just looking over technologies, safety innovations, things like this, the manufacturer's website is fantastic. They have no incentive to sell you a car on that site. They're just there to provide as much info so that hopefully with all the info they provide to you, you'll want to pursue a sale with them, and they can send you to another dealership, guys. I'm not saying manufacturer sites don't want to sell cars, but their approach is different than a dealership's. A dealership's website says, come down and see us, take a test drive, and we'll explain the cars to you. The manufacturer's website says that you're just starting to look at our brand. This is all the best stuff about our brand. Can we send you somewhere to drive a car? So again, go to the manufacturer's website, check out their site. Go to Facebook brand pages and talk with other owners. So there are Chevy pages, there are Ford pages, there are Mercedes pages, Beamer pages. There are pages galore on Facebook of owners, of people who love or hate or are in between brands. So go through these pages, talk to people, comment, go back and forth, ask them about, hey, I'm thinking about buying this car. You will find an infinite pool of car owners on Facebook that you can talk to and get a real feel for their cars without having a sales pitch thrown at you. Guys, I hope all these have helped. The last one on this list is going to be go to a dealership after closing. So if you're like me, all of these things are great, but before I really even go for a test drive, I want to see the car, right? I want to see and touch this car. So I used to see it all the time. We'd be leaving the dealership, we'd all be in the cars driving home, and you'd see the last minute, you'd see people circling the lot. I would turn around just to offer help, make sure everything was all right, make sure they didn't have any questions. And 90% of the time it was, hey, I just wanted to come look. I didn't want to waste a salesperson's time. I don't know if I'm interested yet. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. No dealership's going to be upset with you for looking at their inventory when they're not there. You're just going, checking it out. So, guys, this has been lesson 2, picking a car. I know this is tough, guys. I know this is a daunting task, but don't let it get you down. Think of it as a fun chance to learn all the great things that these cars have to offer to you specifically. So, guys, I'm Matt. Again, until next time, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. And, guys, have fun out there and enjoy getting your next car. Thanks.